Welcome to the official final installment of COVID Chronicles. This is day 14. 2 full weeks of me knowing that I've been diagnosed with COVID. And if you've been watching these videos, you've been able to keep up with in real time what I was actually going through. And so those first several days were a bit intense, but then things started getting better. So I want to make this for anyone out there who may be suffering from COVID and just got it, or is fearing that they may get it. If you do get it, just watch the 14 videos that I've made here on this channel. I've done one for each of the 14 days. As far as symptoms go, which is really the highlight of each day that I've done this, as far as symptoms go, the only thing I can really tell you now, because as far as I know, my taste is back and my smell is back from what I know. I mean, it's when you're so close to it being fully back, it's hard to know for sure if you're missing anything because you're used to that for nearly 2 weeks. So as far as I know, I can smell and taste normally now. And I will say my appetite has definitely increased accordingly. The only symptom I haven't really talked about, I don't think, and I should bring it up in this final video, for what it's worth, I was born with a heart murmur. So in other words, my heart beats off beat at times. I've lived with it my whole life. It hasn't really affected my life at all. But I will say that since having COVID, it has been more prominent. At first I thought it might be related to caffeine, so I cut my caffeine down to just 1 cup of coffee a day instead of 2. But I've noticed that even unrelated to any time me having coffee recently, it will still at times just beat, and I'll sort of cough almost as an instinct to try to make it stop, but it doesn't really seem to be affected. So what I don't know is, I don't want to conflate the issue. I don't want to assume it's related to my heart murmur. Perhaps people who have COVID, maybe this is one of the symptoms of it, is that you feel your heart do this for a few minutes. My theory is that I'll assume maybe it is unrelated to my heart murmur, and that as your body's fighting off COVID, that's just it taking more of whatever of your body to fight that off. That's the only thing I could even say at this point, that it is a symptom at this point. So if anything, I might make a video down the road just to kind of look back and see if I'm still aware of any long-term symptoms that I'm still battling out. I'll consider doing that maybe down the road, but I think really this series has served its purpose. I don't think there's that many people on YouTube who in real time from day number 1 talked about their symptoms. And I think it's very important, because you know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Even the doctor, when he told me 2 weeks ago that I had COVID, he himself, when I asked him, I said, so how long do I need to quarantine for? He said, 10 days, 7 days, just basically when you start feeling better. He's like, you're going to be wearing a mask anyway. He's like, there's a lot of people saying a lot of different things about all this, and most of them are in media or in politics. He's like, I'm an actual doctor. I'm telling you that if your symptoms are gone and you feel better, and of course you're wearing your mask anyway, if you feel better in 7 days, then you can get out of the house. So here we are at the 14-day mark. And other than the heart doing this, I don't have any other symptoms. And I feel great. I really do feel great. So perhaps one of the few and first scientific experiments on YouTube. I'm not a politician. I'm not in the news. I'm just a random guy on the internet. And sometimes it's better that you hear what an average person like me has to say. Perhaps my experience is more valid because I have no agenda. Just to be honest and tell you what it's been like for me. I'm not into politics. I'm not on the right and I'm not on the left. I'm just a guy in the middle. And perhaps that gives me more credibility than a lot of things you'll hear about COVID. So comments belong right here.